And we're back. The time is now 5:30. Our developing story this morning coming out of Richmond. Take a look at these live pictures of the Richmond-San Rafael toll plaza here for the bridge. This was the scene yesterday when two people, as a matter of fact, shot and killed. And the man believed responsible for that shooting at the toll plaza has been arrested this morning in Placer County. A CHP officer spotted him. There he is. He's 46-year-old Nathaniel Burris. He was arrested just west of Truckee in the town of Baxter at about 3 o'clock this morning. He was driving on Interstate 80 headed that way, fleeing the scene of the crime. All points bulletin was issued overnight. In fact, earlier this morning we had a chance to chat with Sergeant Visa French of the Richmond Police Department, got her perspective and some new information on how things have developed here overnight. Take a listen. And at this point you're fairly certain this is the person who committed the crime?
Yes, we're pretty confident of that. Okay.
Is it security camera video, or how is it that we've connected him to the shooting?
Statements that were made, witness statements. We just have a lot of different sources that have connected him to the shooting.
And again, so they believe they have the man. He's in a jail at Placer County. That shooting took the life of a 51-year-old female toll collector and a man in his 40s. He was parked in a vehicle in the toll plaza parking lot. All this happened about 6 o'clock last night. And again, we brought up, and let me bring up a Google Earth map just to give you a better idea of exactly where it was that he was arrested. So here's the Bay Area. They worried that he was on Interstate 80 headed towards Sacramento. Apparently he has family that lives there, so they thought he might be heading that direction. Turns out they were right, except that he went past Sacramento and was up into the foothills of the Sierra here near the town of Baxter when the CHP ultimately spotted him, his vehicle, pulled him over, and again, he is now under arrest this morning. So that's the latest there. We also wanted to let you know that the governor did issue a statement this morning. He has reacted to the shooting now of Deborah Ross, and that was the name of the toll taker, Deborah Ross. And here's his quote. He says, "Maria and I join all Californians in expressing our shock and sadness over the death of Deborah Ross. Deborah was a devoted and hardworking public servant, and we are grateful for her dedicated service to our state, and we send our prayers and condolences to Deborah's family and friends during this difficult time." And the governor says that in memory of Ross, Capitol flags will be flown at half-staff today. We'll have more on this story, incidentally, as it develops. We're also following other developing stories here in the East Bay. The search for missing 5-year-old Hassani Campbell from Oakland still going on this morning. You're actually looking at video of his Fremont home. The FBI now involved in this, and investigators there along with the Oakland Police Department were at the scene on Roxy Terrace there in Fremont. They had a search warrant. They're looking for clues. They're leaving no stone unturned here as they try to look for clues as to where in the world he went. The home where 5-year-old Hassani Campbell lives with his foster mother, who is also his aunt, incidentally. Her name is Jennifer Campbell. He went missing Monday afternoon. The little boy suffers from cerebral palsy and has to wear leg braces on both legs to help him walk. Now, during a media briefing, the Oakland Police Department said they have no leads at this point, and so now they're asking for the public's help to find little Hassani. So here's what you need to know. We've got a description of the child for you. Again, he is about 5 years old, stands about 3 feet tall, weighs about 40 pounds. And when he went missing, he was wearing a gray sweatshirt with pants. And again, because he has cerebral palsy, he wears leg braces on both legs. So if you see him, or if you know where he is, or have any information about this case, you're asked, please, to call the Oakland Police Department. All right, 5:34 is the time. We're going to get the latest on weather now. Evelyn Taft standing by in the Weather Center with a look at the forecast for this Wednesday morning. Hey there, Ev.
Good morning, James. We're looking at a pretty similar forecast in store. Could warm it up a couple degrees, but we are keeping it on the cooler side. And the 5:36 the time right now. Let's get a check on traffic with George.
Thanks, Evelyn. We want to head first right to the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge. There were reports this morning at 12:22 that the SIG alert for the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge toll plaza had been canceled. And indeed, the traffic advisory had been, but that didn't mean, as we had supposed, that they had reopened these two toll lanes 3 and 4. They do remain closed this morning. The reason that the SIG alert was canceled is because the other toll lanes are open and traffic is expected to be light enough, at least now, that no traffic advisory is required. There is no backup yet for the toll plaza at the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge, but we just wanted to clarify that these two toll lanes are still closed, lanes 3 and 4 on the upper deck of the Bay Bridge. 5:38, more news now. Here's James.
All right, George, thank you much, and we'll talk a little baseball this morning. Second verse, same as the first, another rough night for the Giants. Giants once again were the first to put up a score on the board, but then Nothing. That's all they were able to do. The Dodgers at that point would put on basically a hitting workshop, showing everybody just how it's done. 4 runs in the 5th, and then in the 7th, Manny Ramirez hit a 2-run homer, making it 6-1. The Dodgers would score 3 more that inning, unanswered by the Giants. Final score now, take a look at the box score, 9-1 Dodgers. Giants now 7.5 games back in the NL West, and they trail the Rockies by 1 game in the wild card race. So keep our fingers crossed. All right, 5:39 the time. We're going to take another break here. We'll be back with more in a moment. Stay with us. Let's go back outside, give you another live look this morning from the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge Toll Plaza, where again, late breaking information this morning, a suspect has been arrested now in last evening's deadly shooting at the toll plaza. A toll taker shot to death on the job. We'll have more on this story coming up in a moment.